Center for the Ethiopian Educational Information and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson on equality within diversity. Last time, we talked about the difference between sex and gender. Notions of gender difference have led to gender inequality within society. We discussed the importance for gender equality for contemporary Ethiopia. In this lesson, we will learn about the desirability of diversity. Let us begin. Students, we will start this lesson by defining culture and multiculturalism. Please write down definitions for these terms now.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, everyone. Culture is not an easy word to define. It includes the language, religion, and traditional practices of a particular group, tribe, or nation. It involves habits, behaviors, customs, and institutions of a social group. Multiculturalism is a word used to refer to the uniting of several cultural or ethnic groups within society. It means that different cultures exist side by side in a country. Multiculturalism has a number of causes, including invasion, refugee movements, border disputes, and immigration. Ethiopia is a multicultural country. It has about 80 different ethno-linguistic groups. The Federation of Ethiopia is divided into 9 separate states. These states have been divided along cultural lines. All of the different cultural groups within Ethiopia share the same rights and privileges. According to the Constitution, all people are equal, regardless of their cultural differences. It is necessary for the different peoples of Ethiopia to be tolerant of cultural differences. Tolerance is essential for peace and cooperation. Students, write down an example of how you can be tolerant of other people's cultural differences.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back. I am sure that your ideas are excellent. Being tolerant means to have a fair, objective, and permissive attitude towards those whose opinions, religion, and customs differ from our own. One way we can be tolerant is to accept the different religious traditions of others. We must also allow people to practice their own customs in bringing up their children. We should also tolerate the fact that people will wish to eat different kinds of food and wear various types of clothing. Equality within diversity means that we treat all different cultures with the same degree of respect and tolerance. It means that we believe that there are no superior or inferior cultures. When people believe that their culture is superior to another culture, they become aggressive and intolerant. This happened in Ethiopia when everyone was forced to speak Amharic in schools or in court, regardless of whether this was their language. Amharic was seen as the dominant language, and all Ethiopians had to conform to this belief. This meant that linguistic difference was not tolerated, and people were unable to use the language of their choice. Cultural inequality is very harmful. It undermines the cultural identity of others and leads to conflict between different groups. These conflicts can expand and become very serious. An example of a very serious cultural conflict is the Rwandan genocide. Similarly, South African apartheid led to the violation of human rights due to the cultural difference and inequality. Tolerating diversity is essential to the peace and stability of a country like Ethiopia. Equality within diversity leads to peaceful relationships. It is also beneficial in other ways. Students, suppose your class is preparing a presentation to raise awareness about HIV and AIDS. How would cultural diversity assist you to prepare the presentation? Please form small groups of 3 or 4 to discuss this question.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up! Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello again. Thank you for your participation. Diversity can teach us a lot if we are prepared to learn from one another. As you discussed this question, you probably had a variety of different ideas and opinions. Diversity helps us to understand other people's views and to learn from them. In preparing a presentation to raise awareness about HIV and AIDS, it would be very helpful to have a variety of cultural views about sexual health, traditional rituals, and customs regarding healthcare. The more you understand about the different cultural practices of Ethiopian peoples, the better you will be able to create a presentation that contains useful information for everyone. Respecting and valuing cultural differences has the following advantages. It promotes peace. It encourages the sharing of ideas, information, and resources. And it helps the country to develop. When cultural diversity is not tolerated, conflict, isolation, and poverty are the result. We must understand that cultural equality is related to development. This is because it helps different cultures to work together to fight common problems like poverty or HIV and AIDS. When different groups are in conflict, it is impossible to advance. Students, in this lesson, we have learned about the importance of equality within diversity. We have discussed the value of a multicultural society. We know that it is important to tolerate different groups, and it is also possible to learn valuable lessons from them. No one culture is superior to another. This is the end of our unit on equality. Thank you for your attention and participation. Until next time, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.